Hi folks, I hope you're all good. Q in here again. Another quick video. Okay, today I'd like to talk about transhumanism, which is a philosophy I've kind of adhered to for a few years. So what is transhumanism and why do I adhere to it? If you haven't heard, transhumanism is basically the idea that we should use technology to change our bodies, or we'd be better off if we embrace technology to improve our bodies kind of radically. For example, life extension technology, genetic engineering to make us more intelligent, beautiful, happy. What else? Maybe wires in the head to make us happier or more intelligent, to interface with computers, things like that. You could probably break down the transhumanist claim into two parts. One is that we're saying that we'd be better off embracing promising technology to radically improve our bodies in the next 10, 20 years. And I suppose another claim would be, in the long run, we should sort of do away with being human altogether. We should just turn ourselves into probably part of a supercomputer or something like that. So I kind of embrace both sort of dimensions of transhumanism in this sense. I think that things like genetic engineering, virtual reality, endeavors to get rid of the aging process altogether, these kind of bold steps should be very much embraced now. In terms of how much money we're putting into things. I mean, we're putting a lot of money into cancer research, a lot of money into health and kind of things like that. I can understand why we're doing that, but I think we could put a big bunch of money, 5% of the money we got or something, into these kind of radical projects. It would be pretty amazing, I think, if we could get rid of aging. I think we will get rid of aging altogether in the next 100 years or two, and I'd like it to be sooner rather than later. Again, unhappiness, I think, is it might be a tough nut to crack, but I don't know how tough it is. Maybe there are ways of making people a lot happier through drugs and genetic engineering. And then in the long run, I think we will be better off getting rid of our humanity. I mean, becoming part of a supercomputer. I think we could retain all the good things we've got about our lives and get rid of a lot of the bad things like aging and unhappiness and kind of limitations of our bodies and lifespans. I'm not saying it should be forced on anybody, of course. Maybe I might argue that taxation towards this might be forced on people, but certainly I'm all for people having the right to say no to any kind of intervention in their bodies, and that's fine. And I think that even if it costs a fair bit of money, we want to always facilitate, people who want to be flesh and blood humans and so on. But I think that, we should really go for it in these areas. I think it's just kind of short-sighted that people are against these advances. I mean, there are obviously some areas we need to be a bit cautious of, like genetic engineering. We need to kind of probably regulate it and ration things. We can't make everybody like 7 foot tall, or you can't have a kind of arms race where if we're all maybe pushing the boat out to be the most intelligent person, we're just out trying to get our kids to outdo the other kids and so on. I think we should focus on using the genetic engineering to make people probably more content would be the feature I'd probably want to give people more than anything else. I mean, I just don't want people to be unhappy, but also, I mean, a little bit of extra intelligence for everybody would probably just make humanity more able, which probably would be a good thing. No, actually, sort of kindness would be a very important one to improve as well. I suppose, yeah, the top one would be kindness, probably, and then all kind of responsibility, and then probably happiness, and then maybe things like intelligence, and I think beauty would be further down the list. But I don't see any real moral problem with wanting people to be more beautiful. I don't see how it really harms anybody if somebody's beautiful, more beautiful than they would otherwise be. Obviously there are, other dangers of companies. Probably if the private sector wants to get involved in this, it's going to be probably a disaster. So we do want to do it all democratically and so on. So anyway, those are my thoughts on transhumanism. I really hope, I mean, there's been stuff in the news, I think, about extending the lives of animals. I actually don't believe in experimenting on animals, but apart from that, I do think we should be spending a lot of money on this anti-aging kind of stuff, and so on. So all the best. Anyway, I hope you found that interesting.